so I'm holding. Oh, yes. So this is. Sorry. I knew I shouldn't have worn heels with these copies. Right.
Monty, this is the gate. Thanks.
I'm funny with
Kevin wouldn't have wanted me to limit this to 1 minute. That's my hair. This is what I expected. Yes. Speaking of Sharon, I just would be remiss, even if I wasn't on the board, even if you shouldn't always come when I invite you to a fundraiser for them, I just want to say about Sharon's leadership at the Anti-Violence Project is that she has proven something which I think the elected officials here all know, that there is no substitute for a seat at the table. And I say that because Sharon sat at the table when the reauthorization of VAWA, Violence Against Women Act, was being potentially reauthorized. It wasn't a sure thing. And I could just see it at the table. You know, Sharon was the only avowed one at the table, probably. She was probably like chairman most of the time, even if the chair was sitting in their chair. Sharon was probably running the show. But because of Sharon's efforts, because she was sitting at the table, LGBT was included in the federal Violence Against Women Act. Congress, the House and the Senate to do that. It's amazing and it's not amazing. It's about being at the table and just not giving up. And not, when people say it can't be done, it's never true. It can be done. And so, Sharon, for all that you've done in New York, and for all you've done for queer people across the country, thank you. Because now we are included and protected. Times have changed, though. Within my first couple months, the chair of the health committee said that gay rights caused AIDS. That was my bubble. And there were people like applauding at this, special festivities for the, gay pride, and people were saying happy pride. There was condoms being thrown from the balcony because I had to respond to that. And, since then we've passed HASA, but since then there still is no cure for AIDS, and if anything, AIDS has just become more and more a disease of poverty, and that is a complete and utter disgrace. However, because there's so many LGBT people here, this place was a bleeping wreck. Look how gorgeous it is. You can tell there are a lot of gay people. It's been totally done. The painting, the carpeting, it's unbelievable. It was really a pit when I was here. And now it's like gorgeous. I tell you, the lighting's better. If Kevin were here, he wouldn't object to me saying some of these things. One is, I was thinking when the speaker was speaking in the discussion about what's happened in Ireland, these are both islands, where there has been enormous resistance to oppression, and that's something at the core of both Puerto Rico and Ireland, if you think about it. And now they're among the leaders in showing the world the way of how to be inclusive and welcoming and loving and fighting for justice. Coming out is the most important thing. It's the most powerful thing to do. Kevin has been an amazing leader at 1199, one of the most influential unions, not only in the city, but in this nation. And a gay guy heads up their political action committee, and all of their politics, which is pretty darn progressive. And I'm sure, appreciate this when I say that the best shop stewards are always queer. I'm just saying. Transgender, lesbian, gay, no, bisexual, then gay, that's the order of effectiveness, I would say. Seriously. Even though everyone's having kids now, and if you don't, if you were the generation where it wasn't, sort of expected, there is, if a queer kid is not adopted by their mid to late teens, they don't get to have a family. So think about opening up your homes and loving a child who needs a home. I tried it. Lewis said, "Who will take care of this child while you're enrolling?" I said, "Well, you will," and he didn't endorse it, and he left me anyway, so what are you going to do? Okay, I don't know how he would have felt about that. I just want to say two other quick things. One is, let's not forget about what we used to call non-traditional families, and we won tenants' rights, rights of succession, a decision called Brashi. And marriage is wonderful, but it's just one choice of how to make a family, and we must not take away the right of people to form family however they want to, which marriage is just one choice. And then I'm not just saying this because I was one of the founders, but I'm just saying, and it went out of business, and you should never give up the franchise because what we did to Japanese Americans during World War II could be done again unless we fight for our civil liberties. Never take them for granted. I think you may not be watching, not going to get all Rand Paul or anything, but terrible things happen to people in this country. And we think we're so civilized, and we are so not. Queers for Economic Justice. And Queers for Economic Justice were queers who work for queer organizations, and queers and non-queers who work for queer organizations, and queers who work for non-queer organizations. And it was a place where people could find camaraderie with each other and to share positive experiences about how to work together. And though we don't have it anymore, we must not stop fighting as strongly as we possibly can for people to express their gender in the way that they most feel comfortable and natural, in the way that they were made to. Whether people are documented or undocumented in this country, it shouldn't matter. Access to health care should be for everyone. And also the disgrace of all the incarcerated people that we had. I mean, we had more people incarcerated than there were slaves in this nation. It's just despicable that that's happened. So, and very important for Kevin and for all of us, the work is united, will never be defeated. Let's make sure that everyone gets a good wage, the right to organize and to fight, to have economic security for themselves and their families. Kevin says thank you. And Corey says thank you for shutting up. I was saying, should I drop it off here? I left him a bicycle one time. I never got it back, so I don't know whether I'm going to give him this plaque or not.
Leave it, I'll take it on my way out. Decided to be making out with you. Well, well, you're married.
Congratulations, Kevin Finnegan, and thank you, Tom DUANE, for a wisdom-filled acceptance speech.
I'm sorry he couldn't be here.
Tonight's next honoree will be introduced by the chair of the Council's Committee on Immigration, Councilmember Carlos MENCHACA.
Yes.
Carlos, the Council's first Mexican-American member, spent time as the Council's liaison to LGBT communities before stepping into his current role. He co-sponsored legislation with Councilmember Drum to create New York City's first municipal ID program, ID NYC, which allows individuals to self-attest gender without medical documentation and is available to all New Yorkers, regardless of immigration status. Please join me in welcoming Councilmember Carlos Menchaca.
Thank you, George. Thank you so much. Tonight, I have the honor and the privilege to be recognizing some incredibly important people. It's also a symbolic gesture in many ways. This is for me anyway, as a younger member of the LGBT caucus, the diversity continues to spread. But as a young member of the caucus, I get to bring up some other youthful people that we're going to be honoring today. HMI, the Hedrick Martin Institute, is let's give them a round of applause. Yeah. So HMI, you all know them. They've been around for 36 years. They are the largest, the oldest organization doing its kind with wraparound services from mental health, offering showers, youth development, you name it, they have it. And they have been opening doors for opportunity for our young people. 36 years, this is older than I am. That's absolutely right. I'm only 34. But this is the kind of trailblazers that all the honorees today have been able to articulate. And so this is why today we honor the youth of HMI. Let's give them a round of applause. So very, very quickly, what I want to say about these youth is that this is our future. Our commitment to our community, our ever-evolving community, is our commitment to our youth. The way we honor them there's a plethora of opportunities. One, donate to these organizations. Donate. The city council has to do better and bring more funding to these organizations through initiatives and local pots. Let's do that more. You can volunteer. You can also get your ID. And so, how many of you have your ID NYCs? Raise your hand. Great. If there's somebody next to you that doesn't have them, tell them why it's an important thing. These are ways that we honor our commitment in our community. And they're outside. That's right. They're outside. They can bring an appointment to you and bring that kind of commitment to our community. Now, the last thing I want to say is that right before we got on stage today, we had a little bit of a conversation. We were talking about some bills that we're discussing in the council. And it's that kind of commitment that was I think, demonstrated by our youth in the future in giving us consejo, advice, thinking about different ways. And in the older days, the days of past, people had to break through bombastic force to come into this chamber, and now we welcome the LGBT community where we have respectful conversations, where we can push this agenda together, and this is why our youth are the future. And I'm so happy that HMI youth are here today to accept this award on our behalf. Thank you.
Carlos Menchaca for introducing us, and City Council, and the New York City Council for LGBT Caucus, and Speaker Melissa Mark-Rico. I would like to thank you for allowing us, the Hedrick Martin Institute youth, to receive this award. We are genuinely honored. I would also like to thank my supervisor, Ricky Love, and the HMI staff for the opportunity to be be up here to represent HMI youth. My name is Bree Yearwood, and I'm currently an active member and a Stars of Change intern at HMI. My role as an intern consists of facilitating HMI's PD Lounge, facilitating safe sex and health-related workshops, as well as distribute safe sex materials and messages throughout the community. I am also a graduating student at Harveyville High School, which shares space with the Hedrick Martin Institute. I came to HMI as a homeless youth in 2013. I received access to a social worker and a counselor. I obtained snacks and hygienic products from the on-site pantry and received hot meals from Cafe HMI. HMI significantly helped me get on my feet with access to their services and amazing counselors. I was able to thrive in supportive space while receiving support on making decisions that have positively affected me, such as filling out my college application and receiving help with my financial aid application and documents. In the fall, I will be attending the College of Staten Island. We believe that all young people, regardless of sexual orientation or identity, deserve a safe and supportive environment that allows them to achieve their full potential. HMI have impacted thousands of youth through their programs and caring staff. Our outreach homeless services provide mental health screenings, emergency supplies of food and water, and is influential in expediting copies of vital records so you can secure housing, employment, or education for homeless youth, and academic enrichment programs help the LGBTQ youth prep for college, get computer training, receive help with homework, or prep for the high school equivalency test. Job readiness programs assist in building job skills, financial literacy, writing resumes, and landing internships. We also provide counseling and case management services that include individual counseling and many different forms of group counseling while providing comprehensive mental health screenings for LGBTQ youth. HMI serves as a place that motivates youth to be responsible, receive services, and have fun, all while HMI creates a safe and supportive space where we connect and be ourselves. Spaces like HMI is crucial to the LGBTQ youth community because we are often overlooked and usually don't have a safe space to go. Someone once said, the more we increase the active participation and partnership with the young people, the better we serve them. And the more comprehensively we work with them as service partners, the more we increase our public value to the entire community. Thank you so much for allowing the Hedrick Martin Institute young people to receive this award.